So I've just been reflecting on some of my experiences over the last 10 years, and I wanted to make a quick video just to give a really brief summary, I guess, of how I came to learn Arabic over the last 10 years, how it sort of began, what happened. For those of you who don't know, or for those of you who have been reading my blog, you might have seen that I studied theology as an undergraduate degree. It was one of those degrees that I didn't really think about what I would be doing after it. It was just sort of something I took at the time. Had no idea what I was getting myself into, had no idea what I would do afterwards, and ended up in a situation where I just couldn't find work. Now from the undergraduate degree in theology, I went and did a master's degree in applied linguistics. But what actually led me to do the applied linguistics was that in the theology degree, you don't have to, but as an option you have to take either Greek or Hebrew. And I took both of those languages and did extraordinarily well in them, and they were the thing that I got the most out of, the most enjoyment out of my degree. What we basically did with Greek and Hebrew was go back and look at the ancient text, the Hebrew Bible and the New Testament. We translate and exegete and explain certain things that were happening, being said back at those times, and the significance of certain tenses and all the rest of it. And it was just absolutely fascinating. What happened was, when I was studying Hebrew, I went to I can't remember exactly why I did, but there was an Israeli shop near where I lived, and I went in there one day. I think I was just out of curiosity. I was chatting to the lady who owned it, and she, for some reason, we were talking about Hebrew. She said, "Oh, I've got a Palestinian friend who wants to teach Arabic, and he wants to give those classes for free." She said, "Would you be interested?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah, okay. It looks kind of interesting." And I'd seen it on TV, and I thought it looked really difficult and challenging, and it'd be kind of cool to at least be able to read the squiggles, I'd already taught myself a couple of letters from the alphabet, just for kicks, basically. I ended up teaching myself the alphabet in a couple of hours. It's very, very easy to do. But what happened was I called this guy. He said, he really wanted, it was something that he really felt passionate about, wanted to do, was to get a bunch of people together in his house and teach Arabic. So I went along to that. We started doing that. He was teaching me Fusha, which is he was teaching me classical Arabic and modern standard Arabic. Actually, not the same thing, but he was teaching me both of them, and he was teaching me a little bit of conversational Palestinian Arabic as well, just for fun. And through him, I got introduced to the Arabic church in where I live in Brisbane. And there were people there from Syria, from Egypt, from Lebanon, Iraqis, Assyrian Iraqis, and Sudanese people as well. And met this one Egyptian family who basically took me into their house, and I became part of the family. Long story, but the brother of the mother of this family who was living in Egypt was getting married, and they extended an invitation to me to go to the wedding. So I ended up going off to Egypt. I went to this wedding. I stayed in a village way outside of Cairo. So I was 19 years old. It was my first time ever leaving Australia. Extremely difficult for me at that time. Scary. I went through a lot of culture shock, as you can imagine. But I think I kind of had this rare. It was like a rare opportunity that few people get to experience. At that age, being I was in my late teens when this happened, and went over there and by staying in this village, I learned there were no English speakers there at all. So it was like the ultimate immersion experience, you know. I remember coming away from that experience and friends of mine who were from Cairo, joking around saying, you know, you've got all these colloquialisms that you've picked up in this village, you know, from the Saidi, which is like Upper Egypt, or the southern part of Egypt. And it was kind of a running joke with my friends that I was talking like them and I was joking around like they do. And anyway, long story short, I sort of had several stays in Egypt. I sort of went back and forth from Egypt a couple of times and nearly got engaged over there, as I've written about before on the blog. And you know, I never really learned Arabic grammar until much later on when I was studying for translation. Everything that I sort of picked up, and I speak quite well now, is that it was done without sitting down and doing book study and grammar study. Did a little bit of it, I'll be honest, but most of it was picked up just through natural immersion, just through learning, through being around native speakers and being in that village, and you know, being with this girl who I was going to marry, and you know, lots of when I was home watching a lot of media, a lot of film and TV. But you know, I look back now, 10 years later, it's been 10 years since that started, and that has really become part of my identity. It really has. You know, it blows me away that I've had so many experiences. I can sit here and make seriously 100 videos on crazy experiences that I've had because of this language, because of this rare opportunity that I had as a kid, as a late teen. You know, it really is I think when I'm on my deathbed and I'm looking back at all the things I've done in my life, that will be sort of the crowning achievement. And it's not over yet, you know. Like when I finish here in Korea, I want to go back and you know, I want to go back to Egypt. I think probably do another 3-month stay, maybe more, maybe 6 months. Go back over there and continue to practice my Arabic and get better for translation, for work reasons. Reconnect with all my friends who are now married over there, and you know, even here learning Korean, like I just miss being there. I really do. Like it's part of my soul, you know. It's part of, like I bait Masri, and yeah, I feel like I became an Egyptian in a way. Like, so anyway, I just wanted to share that experience with you, or those thoughts, just in a bit of a reflective state at the moment. I'd like to hear your story. You know, if you've been with a language for a long time, if you started out when you were a teenager and you've been going with it for a long time and it's really become part of you as well, love to hear about it. Like, let us know. Tell us in the comments section, or let us know on the blog, and make sure to subscribe as well. Thanks very much.